Okay, so this is for the Magic Stockinette cast-on that was taught to me by Daniela Nii, and it was designed by Judy Becker of the Judy's Magic Cast-On fame, but it is different. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create a slip knot, and then you have 2 needles. They're parallel. Your knitting end should be pointing to the right. Unless you're left-handed, then it would point to the left, but I'm fully right-handed, so this is how I'm going to show you. You put the slip knot on the bottom. Now that slip knot goes away. It is not a stitch. Then you go from the back to the front and wrap this just like a Turkish cast-on. However many stitches you want to wrap. It will make a multiple of 4 in the end, so if you do 4 here, you will end up with 8 on each needle. So that's 4 wraps. Then pull that yarn up, slide it down, then you will knit that first thing just like it's a stitch. I know it doesn't look like a stitch, but it will become one. Which on DPNs it could be fun. This is actually much easier if you're using Magic Loop. Pop it off just like normal and knit your way down those first 4. 2, 3, 4. Then you just turn to where your slip knot is right there. Take that slip knot off the needle, and I have that yarn trapped under my fingers. Pop the slip knot off, then you will use both of those pieces of yarn and knit all the way around, those 4 and then those 4. We have a little more space in between those needles, so it is a little bit easier now. So what you end up with here is 8 stitches. It immediately doubles. Do the second side. Don't split your yarn like I just did. Now once you have gotten all the way around with both pieces of yarn, you can drop the tail, and the next round is only with your working yarn coming from the ball. And you knit those individually, all 8. And it doesn't really matter if they get out of order, just pick whichever one presents itself. Unless you don't like the way it looks, then you can go back and reorder. You see how that's making a nice stockinette right there? Similar to Judy's Magic Cast-On, but it feels much more secure as you're knitting with the 2 strands of yarn. Four, 6, 7, 8. See how loose that is? That's where your tail was. You can just tug on that and tighten that up. And from this point, you should just do whatever your pattern says, because your next round would be an increase round. And there you go. You have the beginning of your toe.